So why the cylinder rotation doesn't matter is especially with the single action Army, is that the cylinder only rotates when you cock the hammer. So it would only rotate when you cock the hammer. In all of the guns, the last action is when you pull the trigger, the cylinder is locked in place. That's the whole system.
So you're talking about, so like I said, my hypothesis was that it was going to be the cylinder itself rotating, which was going to chew up the gun. And in all actuality, hello Cooper, in all actuality, it was what was kind of like blowing out of the gun that did the most damage.
It's the blow-by that you get because, because the cylinders aren't completely sealed.
And you're saying the Colt doesn't rotate.
The Colt, the single action Army, so any single action pistol, the rotation, any single action wheel gun, the rotation happens as you cock it. So as you pull the hammer back, the cylinder rotates. Then it indexes to the next cylinder.
Okay.
Then when it's fully back, it locks in place, and then it waits until you pull the trigger. Once you pull the trigger, hammer goes forward, bullet goes forward. Then nothing happens until you pull the hammer back again.
My question would be, so with the Ladysmith, it doesn't do that?
No, the Ladysmith is double action, which means that, and it's hammerless. So,
which was wild because I was like looking at that, I hadn't even like.
So
yeah.
So there's three technical.
I was trying to go in there and be quiet.
So there's technically three types of pistols. There's multiple ways, but three types of actions. You have single action, you have single double action, and you have just plain double action.
Andrew, you gotta quit over-explaining.
The single action means that you have to manually cock the hammer every single time.
Just so you know, this is my brother that does not know Cliff Notes versions.
Double action means that if you pull the trigger, the first action of the trigger as you're pulling is to cock the hammer, and then the final action is to release the hammer forward.
So that's why I didn't do as much damage.
Single action action / double action will do both. You can't do that with a pocket hammerless because there's no hammer, so it's essentially just double action. The reason that it didn't do any damage is that it is a more modern pistol with a lot tighter tolerances around the cylinder, and it's a smaller caliber weapon. The reason that
it was still 38.
It's still that's small potatoes
But the 38 special.
38 special
still did more damage than the Ladysmith.
Because the 38 special is an older weapon with broader tolerances. So the whole point of what causes damage is the blow-by, the excess blow-by that doesn't go down the barrel.
Which is exactly what I was trying to say at the very beginning when I said my hypothesis was wrong. It was not going to be the cylinder, which is what I thought, turning, that was going to do the chew up. It was going to be what you said, what was blowing out is what was going to do the damage.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of apocryphal stuff about this, like old Cowboys, and there's some truth to this is that you can have a weird malfunction in those old black powder pistols where the blow-by comes out and then ignites the other cylinders by coming back in. So there's old apocryphal notes about that. I've never experienced it, and I've shot a lot of those. But the point is that that's the whole thing. It's common knowledge that you get an explosion out the side of the front of the cylinders because it's the excess blow-by, because you don't have a perfect connection.